You mean you didn't enjoy the dinner? How was the dinner? Really? Okay, I enjoyed the dinner. The roast was nice. Yeah. Sanbonan. It's not that late. It's not that late. So Prof was saying it's late. No, it's not. It's not. So ngithanda ukubengelela bolisi all of you. Upho umfundisi. Usasekhona? Oh yeah. That was beautiful. Thank you for blessing this amazing event with those beautiful words. I wanted you to continue, by the way. That was too short. Do you do 4-hour sermons? Okay, that was nice. Sis Lumga, thank you for that story. Yo, downtown Joburg, ne? Dang. Yeah. And we are good, man. Eh? Oh, I just said you come very far. That is really. We see your journey, we see your path. I love what Brighton shared about the corporate social investment. You can't be a business and chase only the bottom line. Not in this environment. Not in this context. So shall we talk about Glencoe? No. I had to throw it in there, right? So, Warrior Talent, thank you for inviting all of us to be here today. Thank you to the board, the leadership, and the staff, and the clients and partners of this wonderfully emerging organization. What you're doing, what you're showing, what you're modeling is really stepping up to the plate in a very unforgiving industry. So I want to also mention my fellow speakers, especially to Umam Kanye. We had a meeting before this, and when I heard she was going to be in Russia, I thought, yeah, you're doing the right things. This is good. We need the S of BRICS to stay alive. Because as a country, as an economy, compared to the other BRICS countries, we need to play our part. To do that, we need to take the whole continent with us. But we have a few issues on that one. We'll work on it. We are very small compared to the BRICS economies. So we need to stay present in that with the geopolitical changes that are taking place. Thank Mam Kanyisile for that. And Uput Sipo could not make it, and just to acknowledge his journey, his preparation for this, and to appreciate everyone that's come to the stage to speak. Thank you very much. But most importantly, to acknowledge every single one of you that made this occasion what it is today. Brilliant occasion, a round of applause. So if I move this, will it move on the other side? Does it move on the other side? No, okay. Not moving yet, so we'll get to it, no worries. Now, I'm going to start before I start my talk, it's a short one. I'm told I've got 2 hours, so I've got you, right? Stay right where you are. Looks like we're going to be okay in no time. So while they're doing that, I wanted to check with each one of you. Anyone who has a mentor that you remember that has been there for you, that really propped you up? Oh, you're too quick.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Pack that. So I'm talking about career evolution because Usip was going to talk about that, so squeeze this late last night. I prefer the lapel mic so that I engage and I get in and talk to these beautiful people today. I am so chuffed to see many of you. There's some friends here, clients, partners, former colleagues, giving the media people a tough time right now. What I want to talk about is you and me, and each and every one of us. We are in this game of life together. So I'm going to do a bit of preaching, Dr. Landman. Just a little bit, not much like you do. You're a master at this. I'm more a master at coaching, which is different from mentoring. I'm going to share a little bit of the difference in that. So career evolution is the part that I'm not very strong in. So I was hustling last night, finding out more. What can I talk about to human capital, human resource professionals about something they know very well about? So I thought I would just use it up a little bit. Please tell me if you can see the slides moving. Okay. I'm going to talk to you about human connection as the superpower of leadership. Prof. Mohali spoke about kindness. Kindness is a superpower. But how do you know someone is kind? A donation doesn't say you're kind. Maybe says you have a wounded conscience. You want to do something about that. But we'll get to that. I'll mention career evolution, but most of the time I'm going to speak to what I know very well, what I'm good at, what I'm trained in, what I'm passionate about, what I do not as a job, but because I love it. Because you must know from this, I believe truly my purpose is to support others to realize their full potential. It's called coaching. And I don't tell you what to do. The mentors do that. I ask you and find it from within you. That's what coaching does. Mentors tell you and show you because they've been there. What coaches do, they ask you questions that will help you get to the answer that you already know within you. You may not be ready to go there. They help you get there. In other words, coaches reconnect you with your purpose, your essence, and who you are. It all starts within. If you don't go within, you'll miss it. And you'll keep chasing career after career after career, all kinds of careers. And you wonder what happened when that big sixth floor arrives. That's 60, by the way, those that didn't know. When you get to the sixth floor and you have been chasing careers and you haven't seen, then you're like, when's the It's all in the mirror. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, ngingubani? Ngiyaphi? Who am I? Where am I going? Ngihamba nobani? Who am I going with on this life journey? It's not AI, it's real. I happen to, for my sins, happen to be a visiting professor in a university in Japan. They say it's one of Japan's Harvards, they call it innovation. And so I was teaching about Ubuntu. There's a concept in the book called Ubuntu intelligence, similar to emotional intelligence, cultural intelligence, social intelligence. We have our own on Ubuntu intelligence called UbuQ. Some of my colleagues there would know I was writing about that, talking about that 20 years ago when I used to work for the United Nations and saying, we have the software for human transformation, transition, transformation, all of those. We have it. It's called Ubuntu, boot. And we're sitting on it. They are writing books and making movies about it. And we're like, We are all warriors. We all have talent. Warrior talent helps one step just to get you to that. I love this brand. And when I first met these guys, I was like, there's something about these guys. And checked them out and realized it's the humanity in the team. They are human with an E. They are humane in doing their business. That's warrior talent. They're not just Business, business. They are that and more. By the way, those that want to know, this samurai warrior gear is heavy. It's made of metal, hard metal. Even on that arm, that sword strikes on that, it won't break through. It's very heavy. So be careful what armor you put on. There's a sermon in that, right? Doc, landman. So let me be a little controversial. What do you know about yourself? Where did you come from? Because most history is a living lie. I always say history is never complete. It's depending on who is telling you that this is what happened. They were not there. It's history. So what is that image? Where is that image from? Anyone? Someone says in Egypt. Not Egypt. Anyone? Where? No. Yes, who said that? Who said Sudan? Sudan. Okay. All right. You got yourself a copy of a book. That easy, right? It's 400 rand. Discount, 200. Did you know that there are more pyramids in Sudan than there are in Egypt? True story. I've been to Egypt. I've been to most of Africa for my work. I used to work for the United Nations before I joined the Development Bank of Southern Africa for many years, building infrastructure, working in local government and municipalities. Before that, I used to work for Department of Water Affairs during Kada Asmal's days, Mandela's days, met the old man, incredible experience, many of you did. And one thing I learned during those days, writing our Water Act, National Water Act, part of the team that did the research that led to that, I used to be in water as a professional. My PhD was in water resources. So talking about careers changing, here I am, water was my thing. I said, we're an arid country, arid region, we need water experts. I'm still active slightly in that, but I'm not working in that. My interest is more human beings. You water people, you water life itself. We need to irrigate lives. The title of my study was called Irrigating Lives. That's a long time ago. Yet most of us swallow history whole, and we lose sight of the facts within that. There's a reason why people write history the way they do, and let me show you some of it. Until the animals have their own storytellers, the story of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. You are being hunted, not by recruitment agencies in more sinister ways. There are 1.5 plus billion people on this continent. It was 1.2 recently. Africa's population is rising. We're on the youngest continent on earth. And this industry that you're in is one of the most critical in shaping the leadership of the continent, this youngest continent on earth, because in 15, 10, 20 years maybe, we'll have the youngest labor force in the world, working age population in the world, on the planet. We're sitting in it. What are we going to do about that? This is why I'm in coaching and leadership development and mentoring. We need to shape the young hearts and minds the best way we can. Each and every single one of us need to have at least 5 or so mentors, mentees, and be mentors in what we do. That's the point where you should be clapping. You have mentors, right? You are mentors, all of you here, right? I need to be careful. I said it shouldn't be too controversial because I can go hard. If you are not mentoring anybody, you're not doing your adulting job. If you've got youngsters in your life called children, nephews and nieces and anyone, your neighbors, what are you doing to support them to become the adults that the world will need in a few years' time? That is all our job, all of us. Why? Because we are all wise, every single one of us. I had to throw this in. We've got to take some uppercuts to how the world is. A few jabs here and there. Who said that someone has to come and tell us that we have Ubuntu and it means something? Business is needed. Japanese have been doing that forever. Their businesses are like families. I'm coaching a few executives at Toyota. They talk about each other as if they're family members. We need to shift gears and start seeing the value of our connection with and to each other. Sometimes we can say we've lost that human spirit to really genuinely connect with each other. We need to come back home to seeing the humanity in each other. This is what Prof. Muhal was talking about, the power of kindness. Kindness is a superpower. But we'll get to that now. One more little quotation before I get to career evolution and then to coaching and mentoring. What does that picture say to you? You can't answer that. You got one book only. What does that picture say to you? It says you have a soul. It says, I couldn't find anything that's image of a soul. I couldn't find it. But this is what it says. There's something within each and every single one of us that we have to get in touch with. So I'm going to put these words there. You may outrun that which is chasing you. A lion in the field, or an animal. If you're a kid, maybe a chicken or a dog in the neighborhood. But it is impossible to outrun that which lives inside you. What lives inside you? What is it that defines you, that shapes who you are? How does the world know you were here when you fall silent? What will be your legacy? What is your footprint? When we seek for connection, we restore the world to wholeness. Our seemingly separate lives become meaningful as we discover how truly necessary we are to each other. How necessary are you to this world now? What is that? Anyone? Any neuroscientists here? Yes. Perfect. Who said that? Neurotransmitters. Okay, you got a book too. See, they're busy this side. Must be the air conditioning. What's going on this side? Here's a little tip I'm going to give here. We need to relearn to greet consciously as human beings. We say, Sawubona. She's talking about connection, that previous slide I showed you. By the way, I wasn't going to share slides. I was told people have been looking at screens, have been looking at speeches, and they're like, yeah, let me kill them with PowerPoint. It's just once for the night. Only one PowerPoint for the night. That's fine, right? I can do this. Yeah? You okay with that? Yeah, I think my boss is here. Fine, I'm agreeing to that. There are 3 ways you need to greet from today onwards. Ungayikhohlwa le nto. Make sure you greet consciously, that's the first thing. And then mindfully. Then make sure that your intention is clear. Greet intentionally. What's the reason you greet? When you say to someone, Sawubona, what do you mean? Ubonan. What are you seeing? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's beautiful. I a book. What do you think? She should get one? Okay, you get a book. Looks like my margins are narrowing. How much is that? That's 3 books. That's 400 rand each. Oh, yeah. We'll look at that. Thank you. But thank you for that. You need to know that these things can always, you can grow these things in your brain if you do the right thing, but you can also kill them by not doing anything. Oh, it's that again. I'm not going to ask you again what it is. So the point I want to make is what's there. You can read that for yourself. I need to get to the juicy part before I wrap up this talk. I'm going to get to the gist of my message here today. I'm very, very humbled to be here and to connect with each and every one of you and those that have greeted. So my talk about career evolution here is informed by the many people that have contributed to that, to shape it, including Warrior Talent Team. Right. I'm going to leave you guys. You answer questions too quick. What do you see? What do you see there? What does that say to you? We said options. Options. Yes, that's exactly it. Options. If I give other books, Warrior Talent, you're paying for the books. But yes, it's options, options, options. We all have options. How many of you are married here? Oh. Okay, I don't like where this is going, but are you with your person today? No, I'm not going to go there. What are the options you have in life? How many options did you have before you said I do, or before you said will you? You had many options, but you landed on that one because it was the one you wanted, right? Yeah. So which door is that one? There are colors to them, but yeah. The red one. And red doors are dangerous, yeah. All right. Unfortunately, this is not as exciting as the topic we're talking about. What I'm going to share next, this here. We're looking at our current realities in the frame of leadership, of coaching, of mentoring, and of business. We have some challenges that we need to address. Climate change is one of them. Yeah, some believe it's not true. It's just a, what do they call it? Conspiracy theory. But yeah, wait until you've been to Durban and see what's happened with floods. Never seen anything like that. Or your property on the West Coast is burned down. What do you say to that? Oh, you look at recently in Florida. I had a meeting there recently and was like, oh, escape that. So climate, it's real. Workforce evolution. We need to look at beyond age. I don't think I saw anyone here below 25. Anyone here below 25? Nice one. Nice try. Emerging technologies. How would I know your age? I wouldn't. Yeah. Emerging technologies, economic instability as a challenge, geopolitical tensions, global leadership, mistrust. It's a real phenomenon. Most people have done these studies. I think Brighton mentioned currently chairing the largest body of coaches globally. The International Coaching Federation. And one thing that we've done, we do regular surveys around the world to find out what's going on. Global leadership trust is a real phenomenon. It's something that's happening right now. People don't trust their leaders globally. And this goes for businesses too, by the way. Employees do not trust their leaders in businesses. They will say so in that 360, but they don't really trust you. And then there are many things that are unknown that we're looking at. And then some areas of focus for us coaches and mentors and leadership development practitioners, navigating constant changes, especially with AI now. What we've learned now, some of you may not know, is that majority of young people now are choosing to be coached by a bot, an algorithm, a machine, as their first experience of coaching than a human being. If that doesn't scare you, if you're in human resources, someone is going to eat your lunch faster than you can say hello. And this is happening. These are changes that are taking place right now. And then the rest of them, you can see that. Constant upskilling is one. And then health and well-being, we just did a survey on this, that this is one of the biggest challenges that we face in workplaces today. There are many, many people experiencing burnout and realizing that they need to take care of themselves. How many of you here have gone to a spa lately? Anyone who's been to a spa lately? No. No, that one. What is it called? What should I say? To a spa treatment. No, not the one that advertises. Good one. Not the shop. That's a good one. To go get my magunya at spa next door. Not that one. Spa treatment. I should add that, right? Treatment. Spa treatment. I encourage you to do that. We need to self-care. If you can afford it, do it. Or give your partner a treat and do that. Very, very important. Slumga, what do you think? Very important. So I'm going to get to career transitions just now, but I wanted to share this before I do that. Leaders must evolve beyond being managers seeking incremental improvement to become visionaries. What's your vision for your life? One of the sessions that we do in training in the coaching center, school of training coaches, these 7 self-reflection questions there in chapter 8 of the book. The first one, it says, who am I? And the second one is, where am I? And the third one is, where am I going? It's called the anchor question. And the fourth one is, how will I know I'm there? Where I say I'm going? And the fifth is, along my journey, what are my milestones and achievements that I'll say I'm still on track? And then the sixth one is, what is my support system that will help keep me on track and make sure that I'm still on track to achieve my goals, to get to where I say I'm going? Because in life, if you don't have a vision, anyways is fine. You get there. Nowhere. That's the destination. And the seventh one is legacy and service to humanity. What is my legacy? What's my service to humanity? What will I be known and remembered for? That footprint thing I was talking about. So those are the 7 self-reflection questions, and I can share those with you if you're interested in that. So you need more agility. We know these things. We need more authenticity, confidence, self-awareness, and a learner's mindset. That's a tough one for many people that have been around the corner a number of times. It's like, I know it. Then you become that car, a Kia, and know it all. Don't be that. Nothing wrong with the car, by the way. The brand is good. But don't do that as a human being. But how do leaders get there? A number of things, leadership focus, what you need to do. This is taken from my current organization, the International Coaching Federation, ICF. defining new coaching cultures, what we're seeing is that over 73% of respondents to this thing on leadership focus agree or strongly agree that coaching leads to enhanced leadership development. We know that leadership leads to changes, but it leads to very positive changes if you work with a coach. Many of you know this, so I'm preaching to the converted. And then over 78% of organizations offer leadership coaching to their staff. Now, in the global north, in Europe, in the US, Canada, other places, Australia even, coaching is normalized. They talk about democratizing coaching. I don't like the word. I call it rehumanizing coaching. Because coaching I'll share with you just now what it is. We know that coaching works. We've seen it countless times. Why are we not using enough of it? Because it's elitist. And a big part of my job, my work in coaching profession is to make it affordable. That's why we do a lot of pro bono coaching. You need to find someone who works with you, who is a coach. But you can't just get anyone. There are many called quack coaches who are not qualified to be coaches, call themselves coaches because they are retired human resource practitioners. There I say that. And also retired executives in general who did some mentoring and that now have a business card called I'm a coach. No, you're not. You got to go through rigorous training to become that. Coaching is professionalizing very fast. This is one of the things I've been driving with this organization now in my 2 years as global board chair. We need coaches that are credible because the work that you do impacts businesses, people's lives. If you're not a good coach, don't call yourself that. And we're putting in measures to make sure that anyone who stands up and says they're a coach can really do coaching. This is why when you saw on my name, it's got PCC in front of it, Professional Certified Coach, credentialed. That's like for CAs, for chartered accountants, that's your CA. You've done the work. You've been tested over and over, and you qualify to be called that. So coaches can be accredited, but they need to be credentialed. Then they've been given the credits to say that now they can really coach and not do damage. Because you can do serious damage if you try and coach when you're not qualified to do that. So I'm going to leave it at that with just for anyone who is in human resources, you can easily become a coach because you understand human behavior. So please register and become a coach because we need more qualified coaches. And it's a good retirement plan. Yeah, it is. $366 billion industry globally. This is what it is. So why would you not want to get involved in that and have a slice of the cake? Yeah? I'm looking at my friend Liz over there. Yeah. So just to share one question that I want you to have this. I'm going to get to the juicy part just now. Sorry. Who gave me the eyes I see my world with? We need to keep asking ourselves that because sometimes the thing that's holding us back is all in our heads. And it's true. We have elephants also, they won't move because there's something tied to that. What is that rope tied to for you, for your career, for your development? So for your career, what do you do? How do you know that you're in the right career? Right now. Ask yourself that. Is it getting warm in here or is it just me? Ask yourself what interests me, but you've got to ask that late. If you're in your 30s and 40s and 50s, like me, I know I look good, but I'm closer to the 6th floor. No, true story. You won't believe I'm 57. When I ask some students at the university I teach them, Doc, I'm like, how old do you think I am? You're calling me Dumi. How old do you think I am? I'm older than your dad. And like, no. And they ask me like, yeah, I'm 57. And like, oh, no. Yeah, true story, yeah. I'll keep going to gym and eating well and exercising and stuff. It helps. Yeah, it helps. Mirrors, people. Analyze yourself brutally. Analyze yourself brutally. The 7 self-reflection questions. Ask yourself that. What do I see looking back at me in the mirror? Those assessments that you recommend, take them too. Get to know yourself. You are not eating your stock when you're doing that. Study different sectors in detail early on in life. If you have youngsters, I do a lot of coaching of young people entering the workplace. But I'm doing more, I coach more CEOs, board chairs, CEOs, CFOs now, because it pays better. But it's very important to get coaching early. The move now is to work on getting coaching into early childhood development. We need these skills early in life. But if you can, find a coach fast. Part of navigating career evolution. You see that picture there? Which one are you? In front, right? But then maybe there are others, but it's too graphic for that. Define your career goals and have a plan for your life. This is very, very important. What were you thinking before you decided to go on the career that you're in now? Where did you want to go? What career options did you want to have in front of you to choose from and say, okay, this, not this? How did you land up where you are now? Did you choose that, or you needed to just pay the bills? Those are tough questions, but this is true. A good career evolves throughout professional life. It evolves, it shifts, it changes, but find things that satisfy you, that fulfill you, that you excel in. Maybe it looks like this now. The guy in front there, they are here now, by the way. Machines are here and they're, I said, eating your lunch. They're eating all our lunch, dinner, and breakfast, and meals and snacks in between. Right now, they're listening and they're computing what they're hearing. Right now. It's true. So, as I go towards wrapping up, let me share with you something very close to my heart. What I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes is something that's very powerful and very important to me. And then I will sit down and I will take questions, take as many questions, definitely. I want to start by saying that coaching has been with humans since the dawn of time. It did not start with so-called modern coaching with this guy, Timothy Galway, in his book, The Inner Game of Tennis, because he used to coach tennis players and realized that those that were winning tournaments had something extra. And the work that he did launched the current form of coaching as we know it. And this is why the Springboks are using that, a lot of coaching in there. And as part of our work, the coaching center, we're involved in that. Stronger together, right? There's more behind that. But we need to understand what coaching is. What is it exactly? That's the definition that we have now at the International Coaching Federation, the largest body of coaches worldwide. Partnering with the client, people, groups, teams, organizations, in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal, group, team, organizational, professional potential. Maximize it. How many of you have seen the movie Lucy here? Yeah, nice movie. If you have TV and you watch TV, you watch Netflix, it's worth watching. It's an interesting movie about the brain capacity when you use 20% of it. Many of us possibly will die having used only 5% of our natural capacity. It's not me. It's science. Especially if you like scrolling on your phone, you're literally dying slowly. It's not me, it's science. Put that phone away, pick up a book. Have a conversation with someone, with a child or an elder. Some of these tools, where they make them the most, in China now, they ration their children and how much time they spend on screens. Because they know and they see the impact of it. We need to be careful with some of these things, understand what we're doing. We're doing it. But we're celebrating 10 years here, right? So before I move on and finish, I want to just offer something very interesting. And look at Sister Mgala. You got a book, but no, you don't get it. One Warrior Talent staff member will get 6 free coaching sessions. Yeah? One of them, yeah. And these 6 coaching sessions will be for free. And they are honoring the 10 years. By the way, those that want to know, you want to know how much each session costs? I'm not telling you, it's confidential. Like coaching itself. Coaching is confidential, so I'm not going to tell you that. But yeah, it's quite exciting. So who's going to decide who's going to get that? No, the staff are going to decide, Warrior Talent. You're going to decide and tell us what that is. And then we're going to review that. And then next year, you're going to tell us how that went. Nothing for free. Yeah? So, coaching in organizations leads to this. Agility in navigating new ways of working. It just flexes up the muscles. Increased emotional intelligence. That's because when you coach, you work with someone, you tap into that. Emotional intelligence is a big part of it. Learn how to manage your relationships at work. And if you've got change, how to navigate that change. I think I won't go to ESG and the rest of that. And boost team and employee performance. That's one of the fastest and best ways you can see the impact of coaching. And especially if you work with teams like I do, it's quicker because you've got critical mass of people that are working in team coaching that do that. But increased productivity and profitability has been seen all the time, that there are companies that have been rescued just because the executive team got coaching, about 6-7 coaching sessions each over a short period of time, and turned the company around. We've seen enough case studies of that. So coaching is a catalyst. What we're seeing now is that professional one-to-one coaching is still growing. It's still growing very fast, but with leaders using coaching skills is rising even faster. We've got leader as coach, manager as coach, professional as coach. Those are areas of coaching that are exploding around the world now. But team coaching is exploding too. We're seeing more and more and more of that. Teams wanting to work together in coaching. And so we train a lot of team coaching right now. I was working recently with a team in one of our leading banks, one of the major banks, and they're working on shifting their digital strategy in that. And it wasn't working when they were doing one-on-one coaching. As soon as they got into team coaching, they started even changed the language they were using, the words they were using around how to work together. And the current dynamics in the teams that are there has just shifted everything, and they're seeing results instantly. 2 quarters into that, and they're seeing massive shifts in the performance of the team, just because they started team coaching. So coaching culture, installing coaching cultures takes time. It's not like installing software. You will need to work on building that culture, and then the coaching skills as we go in that. I'm going to leave this one and come to, the attributes of coaching. The positive psychology, non-judgmental, the rest of that, non-directive. What many people don't understand, they mix coaching and mentoring. I'm going to touch on mentoring as I wrap up now. A coach asks a lot of questions. Not that they don't have the answers. They may see that they're supporting you to tap into your sacred genius that everyone has. and support you to realize what you're made of. A good coach helps you see that. Sometimes just helping you process something that you're dealing with. Like a junior employee that's giving you a tough time. A client I was working with recently. Because the junior employee had applied for the same job. And because this one was employed from outside, they found each other clashing. Because the junior employee is like, what makes you better than me? They had skills, the institutional knowledge and other things. But the one from outside had strategic foresight and how they had performed in the interview to show that they will take the business to exactly where they needed to go, not the one from inside. So they needed to find each other. That's what coaching does. From current state to desired state. What's your current state? Do you know it? Ignore the picture. It wasn't somewhere in and that looks like Seychelles or Mauritius or somewhere. It's just in Durban, somewhere on the south coast. What's your current state? What's your desired state? So coaching is facilitating learning and deepening awareness, enabling learning and igniting change. What's the change you most desire right now? It's something that coaching offers. We can share these slides. Brighton, Nompumelelo and the team, where are you guys? You can let me know, share the slides, and everyone who's here, you can gain access to the slides. I'd like to share, not hold information. Those old school type management. You share, now you share, because you can access this. Right now, if someone is saving it, and I'm looking at that, very, very important. Someone is taking a picture, so just share everything you get. Never hold information. People support what they create and resist what they are excluded from. Right now, in your team, what are you excluding your team members from? Unless you're keeping a surprise and you're going to share that with them. Share everything. Include everyone. Don't have, almost said it's only the ANC that has factions, but yeah, don't have factions in your company. The DA has factions too, and the AFF, and Umkhonto. Bonke banawo factions. Bonke. Giving someone a chance to take a picture who is interested in what coaching is. This is all that it is, right? And then the coach's primary responsibility is not to teach, but to facilitate learning. The coach doesn't teach you, doesn't tell you. That's the work of a mentor. So maybe let's move on and share more about the mentors, right? I'm seeing people yawning here, so I need to move it along. A leader's coaching stance, this is important to finish coaching on and go to mentoring. Great leaders know that every single human being has greatness within them. Do you know that? Every parent says their child is beautiful and their child is smart. Yeah, it's true, actually they are. Regardless of gender, race, age, and all those other things. As a human development practitioner, human resource practitioner, you believe that sometimes you get CVs, you're like, but your interview is amazing, but you don't have this in your CV. What happened? Or you get someone, in CV is sparkling, and then you talk to the person, you're like, did you fall on your head on your way here or something? True. So let's look at mentoring very quickly before I sit down. A good mentor is a subject area specialist and with vast experience. A coach doesn't have to be. I coached lawyers, medical doctors, accountants, engineers, people that are business leaders. And I may not have an idea, a clue what's going on in that industry, but I do work on finding out a little more about it. It helps with the rapport. But a mentor must know everything. If you can't mentor someone in something you do not know, don't even call yourself that. Don't try it. I mentor young men in the township as part of my personal social development. What do you call it, Brighton? That thing you call Brighton. Yeah, I do that. But these are households, young men without father figures. Every man in here, you've got to have 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5 of these young men that need father figures. Or that believe that beating up your girlfriend makes you manly. One of them was doing that. Stopped now. He regrets it profoundly. But we've got to be the fathers for those that don't have fathers. Same thing with the ladies. Be the mothers, those that don't have mothers. That's Ubuntu. We need to live the values of Ubuntu and not just preach about it. It's up to us to do that. So mentoring is very important, that you need to step in and show others the ropes. Why do we need mentors in career advancement? Because most people that are highly successful in business and life, they've had mentors. We all have had that. Some of us, without even realizing you have a mentor, someone who holds your hand and shows you the ropes. Who has done that for you? Pass it on. Everyone needs a hand now and then. We all need that, because coaching and mentoring are sacred ground for human development. So very, very important. You learn from another when you do that. Now there's reverse mentoring. Young people that are digitally savvy, digital citizens, what are they called? They know more about the technology than you do. If you think you know everything, you're not going to learn. You're going to be playing catch up. So learn from them. Let them mentor you in how to use the technology. And I'm going to skip that one. Then there's the contracting. You can do the contracting. We'll share the slides, so I'm going to end with this. I'd like one person. You've got a mic at the back, and I'd like someone to read this for us. Who would like to read that? No one wants a book. Who's going to just get someone from this side? Anyone with a microphone over there? Thank you. Thank you, Putwam. You choose who you give it to. Yeah. Decisions. Make a decision. Okay. Thank you. Please stand and read that for us. And you get a book, yes.
Thank you. Why we need coaching and mentoring now, my personal view is this. It is the responsibility of every professional living and or working on the African continent to see to it that every young person in Africa right now gets to work with either a coach, a mentor, a sponsor, or any kind of thinking partner that can help them tap into, release, and realize their full capacity, and not just their proverbial or perpetual potential that is forever aspirational. The ignition or spark is Ubuntu intelligence.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Brighton, just note who's Brighton, Mpumi and others, not who's getting the book. We need to, no, we need to meet our obligations. We can't say someone's getting something and they don't. I have a message for you. If the wise elders of the village don't teach the children, guess what? The village idiots do not rest. And we have them in the media. No, I didn't say social influencers. I didn't say that. But if you follow different media it's a proverb. It's not me saying that. So the work is, it is time for the warrior talent in each one of you, the warrior in you, to take its rightful place among leaders in this industry. We have to stand up, all of us, and be the elders the children need, and be the thinking partners that everyone needs today out there. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I'm wise, so I'm changing myself. And one of the most difficult things is not to change society, But to change who? To change myself. Because it seems impossible until it's done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doc. This is much easier. Doc is here. So we're going to take 12 questions, one from each table. No books. Wasn't shy. No books. Okay, thank you. Any questions? Yes, there's a question right there. Where's Palisa? There we go. Doc. Yeah. Yeah, you can be loud, yeah.
Yebo.
Where can we access certified coaches? Maybe you can recommend some. To
Yes.
be honest, it's for me it was an eye opener.
Thank you.
Yeah, just want to know where can I start if I was interested in getting a coach.
There are multiple online coaching programs that are affordable, that are accredited. Always check online if you're looking for a coaching course. There are few months, 6 weeks, 3 months, 6 months. Credible ones start from 3 months onwards, and they are accredited. Always check that they are ICF accredited. If it's not, it's probably a fake one, and they will get your money and train you on something that does not make you become a coach. You will need to do more to get ICF accredited. Locally, there is the coaching center. I say that because I'm the vice principal. It's called the Coaching Center, www.thecoachingcenter.co.za. And we train coaches there. And then there's GIBS. They have programs on that. There's Henley Business School also. They do that. Most universities now are offering coaching courses. And on the MPhil, there's Stellenbosch. I'm on the faculty of the MPhil in Management Coaching in Stellenbosch. I teach a module there called Ubuntu Team Coaching. So just bringing that home to that. But there are many local training programs that are affordable. Just make sure that they are ICF accredited. Yeah. Another question. Where's the microphone? Anyone else who has a question? We still have a few more minutes as Kulumen. Oh, now was. Thank you.
Good evening, Coach.
Yebo.
Just a quick question. If you had to go back in time, would you choose a different career path? And if yes, why? If no, why?
Yes, much easier. I would actually start with what I love, which is coaching, training coaches, teaching, coaching, practicing coaching, being a practitioner coach, and team coach, and leadership coaching. I would do that from the beginning of my career. That's an easy one. I'll do that. So yeah, good one. I found my purpose a little late, and then I went for it with everything I got, and I managed to achieve that. So I'm grateful. So I'm a praying man. So my God never lets me down. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
You mentioned something interesting there. Is there a special hack to finding out what your purpose is, or what question would you pose to trigger how someone can find their purpose? You asked something earlier within your presentation.
Yes.
Did you end up doing what you do because you're trying to pay the bills, or how do you get to knowing what your purpose is?
Yes, I worked with a mentor. I was working for the Department of Water Affairs then. I was living in Cape Town, and then I was traveling a lot and all that. I'd been staying abroad, And okay, we're going to go personal with this one, but let's do that. And my wife then decided I wasn't succeeding fast enough. There were others that could give her the life she wanted. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then that marriage ended, and I had to move to Joburg because her family was here. I had to take care of our son, and she wanted me closer to her family to watch over me because I was a single father. And I said, I'll raise my child. And then the career change happened then. So I had to move to that and find something else as a consultant and realize I'm good with in front of crowds, training, brilliant. And then joined the United Nations, and the rest is history. So I learned that I need to tap into what gives me the most joy. That's how I found out what my purpose was. And I had the opportunity to test to find out a few things. Because I was working in some of you know, the Working for Water program under the Department for Water Affairs and Forestry, and then Nakada Asma. And I was in management, so senior role and doing that. It wasn't fulfilling for me. It had helped me doing this water thing to study and get a PhD in it. But even then I studied human behavior and water scarcity and what happens with that. And then when I left that and went into consulting and training people, talking to people, that was fascinating. And I'd seen that before, running workshops on water usage in Limpopo and Mpumalanga, leading up to the Water Act, that our research led to that, informed the Water Act. All the workshops they would ask me to facilitate because you have a talent for talking to people in workshops. And I thought, oh, it's just that. But I saw that. But all my life, you give me an audience and a microphone, I can't stop talking. So now I need to do that. So there was always something there. Dr. Landman, I missed my calling. But so I found out through trial and error that was it. But what I did then is to do tests, and I did an executive development program when I was at the UN. That took me to Cleveland in the US to do, and we traveled around different parts of the world, testing, finding out what we're really great at. And I found that, and I never looked back. And one of them was really supporting people to find their true genius and their purpose, and coaching was that. One of the trainees said, "You're a natural coach. You got to work in coaching." I didn't even know what coaching was. And then I found out what it was, did the training, and I think I have about 11 or so certificates in coaching. Because I want to know everything about coaching. So coaching doesn't feel like work for me. Many of my clients say, you made me find myself. I'm like, no, you found yourself. I just asked the questions. Yeah. I feel like I've been talking too much. Let's hear the questions.
Yeah,
Anyone else?
So I've got one.
Let's take one more. There's one over there also. Okay, two more.
There's one here.
Go ahead.
In this chain of coaching,
Yeah.
is there anything or something whereby you can say a person is uncoachable?
That's an easy one. Yes.
And then if you're encountering that,
Yes.
how, as a coach,
Yes.
how do you still find a way to help that person to realize their potential?
Great question. Thank you. Thank you very much. We have a referral system in coaching. You find that, and we're seeing it more now, there are people that are burned out, and they're sent by their human resource people to coaching because they're not performing. Find out someone is depressed or burned out, or they major other issues. And so as a coach, you're trained to find out if someone is coaching ready. And there's questions you ask, sequentially in a particular way that it will tell you that those questions, the answers, that this person is not ready for that. Some is not because they have a problem, but just they're not ready for coaching. They're not ready to go in and find things within themselves. They just want to be told, and they're not ready for coaching. It's just a state of mind, state of being, that they're not ready for that. And to help them, you've got to refer them to someone who can help. They can work with a mentor, they can work with a therapist or psychologist to unpack that, and then afterwards they come to coaching. There's someone that recently in one major corporation that I was working with, they were not ready for coaching because they were a massive breakdown psychologically. And so they even took sabbatical at work. And 2 years later, they came back into coaching and they were ready for it. So a non-trained, non-certified, non-credentialed coach will not know that. They'll keep coaching the person and deepen the pathology and the problem that the person is experiencing, and then give coaching a very bad name. Good question. Brilliant question. Deserving of a book, but I think we're out. There's one last question over there. Thank you very much.
So my question is, what common attributes are you identifying from young leaders that you feel like they lack in being successful leaders? What advice would you give me as I believe that I'm the youngest leader in this room.
Yay.
So yeah.
Round of applause for her. Thank you. The one piece of advice would be what my grandfather taught me. Said, Dumsan. He always silence the I in Dumisan. Say, if I heard him saying Dumsan, then I knew it. Oh, I'm thinking Dumsan. You know what that means? You have one mouth and you have 2 ears. One mouth and 2 ears. Listen, listen, listen. That's one piece of advice for young people. And when you learn to listen, chances are you will hear your own soul talking to you. Yeah. Bab, I think I'm going to pay limbuzi lana ngathi. It's up to you.
Okay. Oh, am I getting a book for giving you one? Tata my chance. Okay, one more question. She got a mic? Yeah, you go ahead. We'll make it short. I'll ask the doc to answer in 35 seconds. Anyone with the timer?
Thank you. One last question, I'm hoping. I just want to find out, as a young leader who's leading people who are at the same age level, how do you master your coaching skills? Like, how do you coach people who are at your level, age level?
That's it. You coach them. if you're a coach, it's a tricky question. Because what it says is there's a way in which they're looking at you and saying, why you? Why are you coaching us? What we have in coaching, we have something that is called your authority as a professional. Yeah? Your authority as a professional means, do you have credibility to be a coach? Even if you're at the same level, you can. Very important for you to say, what gives you that right to stand in front of me or sit in front of me and say, you're coaching me? And in most cases, that's not coaching. If you're not trained, not credible as a coach, you're not really coaching them. You're having a conversation, maybe at Market Bin. But if it's really coaching, you set it up as a coaching engagement. You sit, you schedule it, and I mentioned contracting in coaching. Part of contracting is, these are my credentials as a coach, and I'm able to coach you because I'm trained in this and this and that. I can do this. So that's not 30 seconds. But But then you frame the work that you're doing as a coaching engagement. Not every conversation where you ask someone questions is a coaching thing, because many people don't even know that what a coaching question is. Coaching question is open-ended, and it's igniting thinking in the other. Because asking a question like, did you have a good evening today? That's not a coaching question. Because that is a closed question, a yes or no. That's it. That is not helping. A coaching question would be, what did you enjoy the most about tonight? Then there's room to explore, to tell you what they enjoyed in that. So there are all kinds of differences. And don't get me started, because I feel like I have to teach. I'm not going to do that. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Dumsan. Don't do the I, ne? Dumsan. Okay. In every conversation, there's an opportunity. The problem is, you're not listening. That's your problem. That's what the doc is saying. If you listen, you will hear the opportunities.